Once upon a time in a quiet countryside village, two farmers, James and William, owned land along the same river. The river was their lifeline, nourishing their crops and providing water for their families. However, their views on how to manage the river were vastly different. James, fearing droughts, decided to build a dam to control the river's flow. "I must store as much water as possible," he thought. He spent weeks constructing a strong barrier, ensuring that his fields would never run dry. William, on the other hand, chose to let the river flow freely. "The river has its own wisdom," he said. "It knows where it needs to go." He dug small channels to guide the water naturally to his crops, trusting in the balance of nature. For a time, James' dam seemed like a success. His fields flourished, and he had plenty of stored water. But as months passed, something unexpected happened. The stagnant water behind the dam became murky and lifeless. Without fresh flow, the land around it started to harden, and crops near the dam began to wither. Worse, the pressure built up, and one night, the dam burst, washing away a large part of his land. Meanwhile, William's fields thrived season after season. The flowing river replenished the soil, carried away excess salts, and kept the ecosystem alive. Birds, fish, and plants flourished, and his crops grew strong. James, humbled by the loss, approached William and asked, "How did you know that letting the river flow was the right choice?" William smiled and said, "Wisdom is like water, it must flow to stay fresh. When we try to control everything out of fear, we risk losing what we hold dear. But when we trust the natural course of life, it provides in ways we never imagined." From that day on, James let go of his need for control and worked with the river rather than against it. And in time, his land flourished once more. So the moral of story is true wisdom flows like a river. When we let go of fear and control, life nurtures us in ways we least expect.